There's a growing national movement calling on organisers to stop using live animals as festive decorations. Reindeers are semi-wild animals. They're not suited to the noise, bright lights and unnatural environments of a busy town centre. This isn't just an opinion, it's a welfare issue. In fact, since the 2019 Circus Animals Act, we've legally recognised that using wild animals for entertainment is outdated and wrong. It's time Worthing caught up. Worthing BID, the Business Improvement District, is the body behind this event. It's crucial to understand how they're funded. They're paid for by a mandatory levy on local businesses, many of whom are struggling, and they work in close partnership with our council. The council pay part of the levy since they run organisations in the centre, and they're in charge of collecting the levy. The people of Worthing's money is being used to hire these animals. They're funded by the community, therefore they should have a direct responsibility to be accountable to the community. Instead, their handling of this reindeer event has been a masterclass in deflection and total lack of transparency. When the public raises ethical concerns about how their money is being spent, the BID team should engage. Instead, they choose to silence us. Let's look at the first event. The reindeer transport actually broke down on the Findon roundabout, just 2 miles from the centre of Worthing. This wasn't just a minor delay. It meant those semi-wild animals were stuck in a stationary trailer on a busy, noisy road for at least 45 to 60 minutes. Standard procedure for specialist equine rescue is to arrive within the hour. But that's only the beginning. If a transport company truly prioritises welfare, they have specific contingency. But if the vehicle can't be fixed on the roadside, a second fresh horse transport vehicle must be sent. This takes even longer, usually 90 to 120 minutes, just to arrive and begin the stressful process of unloading and reloading animals on a live highway. The fact that the reindeer were stuck there suggests the organisers didn't have this fresh transport contingency ready. Instead of a single journey, these animals were subjected to a prolonged, frightening ordeal without even reaching Worthing. It's not high welfare, it's a failure of planning that the animals paid for in stress and fear. While the BID claims high welfare standards, they're completely unwilling to share even basic information such as where these animals are being transported from. If the standards are so high, why the secrecy? My friend Bambi has been asking around to find the source. During that search, she contacted one reputable reindeer owner whose response was telling. They stated clearly that they'd never hire out or transport their reindeer for events like this because it's fundamentally cruel. The breakdown at Findon roundabout was a clear sign and a perfect opportunity for the BID team to listen to the immediate negative reaction from residents and cancel the event for good. Instead, they doubled down. At this point, I started to notice that negative comments on their social media were being sanitized. Negative feedback was being deleted. 2 of my posts were taken down by Facebook. I wasn't spamming, I was voicing a legitimate ethical opposition to the use of my town's resources for animal exploitation. Yet, I suspect I was reported for spamming, which resulted in me being blocked by Facebook. This is how a taxpayer-funded body handled local concern, by reporting residents and silencing the debate. In my email thread with Hannah Manzuralini, the BID Town Centre manager, she actually admitted to monitoring and turning off comments specifically when they weren't at work to manage them. They didn't engage in a single animal welfare concern raised by the public. When I asked for transparency for someone to go on camera to justify their position, I was met with total reluctance. They offered an in-person meeting to discuss a compromise, but I had to repeatedly ask if compromise meant that they'd even consider cancellation. When I requested that the meeting be on camera to ensure total transparency for the public, Hannah claimed that this was somehow a threat to her safety. This immediate defensiveness suggests Hannah understands that what she's coordinating is wrong. I had no intention of putting anyone's safety at risk. I'm 100% doing this for the animals. Because they refused to go on camera, and eventually, after many emails confirmed they wouldn't consider cancellation, I declined the in-person meeting. I suggested a phone or video call instead, but again they cited safety concerns in case I recorded it, even if I gave my word that the recording would not be published without their consent. I've sent a list of direct questions that remains unanswered. They suggested they'd try to reply within 7 days, which conveniently is well after Sunday's event has taken place. Perhaps the most disappointing part's a discovery I made today. I reached out to Hannah again after learning that she's a fellow vegan. I wrote to her expressing my respect for the ethical lifestyle choice. I explained how difficult it is to reconcile these shared values with the exploitation of semi-wild animals for a Christmas attraction and photo opportunity. I asked how someone who understands animal ethics can be the public contact for an event like this. I've had no reply to this email as yet. Worthing bids failing our community and failing these animals. They're hiding behind safety concerns to avoid public accountability for how they spend our money. This Sunday, I'm asking you to vote with your feet. Either boycott the event entirely or join me. I'll be down there with a sign. I'd appreciate others joining me, but I'll be there alone if necessary. My protests will be quiet, calm, and peaceful. I don't want to distress the reindeers any more than they already will be. It's a difficult thing to protest because children will be present, but that's exactly why it's so important to be there. I want to set the right example for those children. They shouldn't grow up thinking this sort of thing's okay. My protest will be visible, but I won't be too close or confrontational, especially in front of the kids. I believe it's vital for them to see the opposition, to learn that animal welfare is an important issue worth standing up for. I'll be carrying signs that make my message clear. Words like festive shouldn't mean cruel. Semi-wild animals are not Christmas decorations. No more live animal events. Don't support this exploitation. Pressure Worthing bid to realise that in 2025, our town is better than this. Let's demand a kinder Worthing as a progressive, forward-thinking town that stands with 200 plus other UK events that have already moved away from live animal displays. With the current 2025 open letter from over 20 animal welfare groups urging a move to animal-free celebrations, Worthing has a chance to be a leader here rather than an outlier.